YouTube, what's going on today, guys? I'm going to be doing another video for the Testing Station 195, otherwise known as the Poison Lab. This time around, I'm going to be covering a primarily ranged build that is hybrid with a longsword before clearing the Poison Lab efficiently. Stay tuned, I will be going over the boss fight itself, the armor and equipment, the loadout, and the tools and techniques that I use to take out this lab efficiently at level 40 or higher. Let's start off by going through our armor and weapons and equipment, guys. We're going to be using the Perforator today. It is going to be triple damage augmented. We're going to have the Rampage mod. We're going to have the Faster Fire Rate mod, grade 5. And we're going to have Heavy Caliber for our 3 augments. You can swap in another damage augment that actually adds damage to the weapon, or you can keep with the Faster Fire Rate like I do. In the video, you'll see that I really like using the faster fire rate on the shotgun. It gets your shots off a little more efficiently. It gives you just as much DPS, if not more, for a burst. So we're going to stick to using that. On our bar, we're also going to have a shell burster for the fire damage to pop all the poison clouds in Testing Station 195. They'll come in really handy later in this video. We're also going to be rocking the replica pulse sword. You can use any melee you want, but I prefer to use a longsword. It doesn't have any status damage on it. If you use something like the branding blade or something that has a dot, such as the burning blades, it's going to shrug off the compel if we use that on the boss a lot quicker if we, instead of using something that has straight damage like the replica pulse sword or leech's maw, or if we use static needle if we're using a rapier. So I would stick to using weapons that don't have a dot, guys. It's going to do just as much damage on the enemies, so just keep that in mind. For our armor, we're going to be using a full set of forge minus the legs. We're going to have X-Core leggings. We're going to be double blade resistance augmented on each of these pieces of armor. The reason behind that is the only thing that can really kill us in this lab, guys, is the boss's knee charge, and we want to prevent that from happening. So at level 40, it's important to have double blade damage resistance on this, as well as having combat at level 100. So with all that damage resistance, we're going to be taking a lot less damage from the boss if he manages to get a knee charge off on us. So keep that in mind. As far as our utility tools go, you can use a accelerator pack, a young Sparky, or just a regular Mark 6 power pack. It doesn't really matter too much for this encounter as much, since the boss is a melee boss. We have the tier 6 adaptive shield, and that's it as far as our equipment goes, guys. Let's move on to the skills. For our skill setup, guys, it's going to be a little bit different compared to the melee build one that I showed you in a previous video. We're going to be putting points into scattergun damage, center of mass like before, maxing out our range damage passive, as well as getting energy capsule for one of our abilities we're going to use for the boss fight. We're also going to be putting points into suspensor damage. Optionally, you can put points into suspensor efficiency, and if you had the extra points, you're welcome to put points into Sugar Wire, but we won't be using it for this boss or the ad clear that much. We're going to put points into Battle Harden for our Tractor Field when we do use this on the boss, so just keep that in mind. We're also going to be putting points into range damage over here, Garment Keeper, but none of the other things over here really matter too much, guys, unless you're running with a partner. If you are, you can optionally put some points into Assassin Shot if you happen to be shooting the boss in the back and want that additional damage, so just keep that in mind as well. On Planetologist, like most of my other build videos, you'll see that I really don't put a lot of points into anything except for Overcharge and Rerouting. These are the only 2 essential passives we need from all these 3 skill trees from the Planetologist. Moving on to Bene Gesserit, we're going to be putting points into Manipulate Instability, Blade Damage, Weirding Step, Compel, Voice Training, and then on Body Control, we're going to have points into Vitality, Self-Healing, Recovery, and Poison Tolerance. Optionally, guys, we don't need a ton of points in Poison Tolerance unless you see yourself taking a lot of the poison dot damage and not popping the clouds, but this is something that will be essential if you are doing it at the high level and you do get a poison proc on you in order to survive, combined with the Forge armor we're going to be wearing. Moving on to Blade Master, we're going to be putting points into long blade damage, blade damage. We're going to have points into knee charge as well. We're going to have points into field medicine, general conditioning, and optimized hydration. Now, I want you to keep in mind that before this video, I was using the melee build that we were talking about. You do not have to put points into inspiration if you are going to be focusing on using the shotgun for the boss. You don't need to have points into confidence or reckless lunge. All of that is optional. If you want to use reckless lunge for the lockout rooms, if you see yourself getting a poison dot on you, that is okay to do as well. I would keep points into solid stance, but other than that, a couple of these things we don't necessarily need. They're just optional if you want to switch your build around on the fly. Moving on, guys, let's do a full level 40 clear of the boss itself, of the boss room and the ads and everything itself for testing station 195. And after that, I'll go over a little bit of closing remarks on things you should keep out for this encounter.
Welcome to Imperial Testing Station 1.
the encounter, guys, you're going to want to be popping energy capsule and putting a attractive field on him when the fight starts. Once he gets staggered, I'm typically going to wait for him to reset, have the gray bar, get off of him. As you can see, when he has the gray bar, you can't stagger him. He's going to try and cast a knee charge or another ability, so be prepared to dodge that. And then you're going to basically reset it until you get your DPS off of it. As you saw, we got a nice little swing on me there. Blade mitigation really helped on making sure I don't get one shot. So then we phase him over here. Optionally, if you want to, you can start popping the poison capsules on the ground. Pretty helpful, so you don't get staggered. As you'll see, sometimes I don't clear all of them at the time.
What I need! Yes! Shield, get in here!
Quickly, I'm going to go right over toward the ad spawns and use Propel to take them out quickly. And I'm going to go right back to DPS with the boss after popping the capsule. I like to position myself around the rocks over here, so in the event that he does knee charge, he usually misses it, so as you saw with that. Make sure your shield is up if he does switch to range mode. Sometimes he will beam you very quickly.
Need another hit. Breathe deep. Yes!
As soon as this phase ends over here, we're going to go over to targets for Shell Burster to pop up the poison. They got the ad with Repel. Unfortunately, we got poisoned just before we got a band-aid off, so.
Blast you!
And that's the fight, guys.
Welcome to Imperial Testing Station 195. Cargo.
Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I appreciate your support so far. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions on the build or the dungeon itself, please let me know in the comments below. I'm also curious to hear, do you like using ranged or melee more for this dungeon? Leave it in a comment as well. And please feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way towards my channel. I'm hoping to put out more videos like this and other Dune Awakening content in the future for you guys to enjoy. Thanks.